to our chiropractors, so like kinesiologists, as well as offering meditations out. We do like a Thursday night meditation every other week, first and third Thursdays, as well as like health classes just to get people informed. We also will be offering Qigong classes coming up in a few Sundays. It goes through April through May. And then we have the wonderful Dr. Darren Weissman here with us tonight, the developer of the Lifeline technique, who is going to be talking about this miraculous product, ASEA. So without further ado, Dr. Darren Weissman.
Awesome, thank you. Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for those of you that are tuning in online through the webinar. As Damien said, I'm Dr. Darren Weissman. I am the developer of the Lifeline technique, and it is a beautiful process that helps people to process their emotions and live with intention and shift the patterns that go on in our life that we often get stuck in, that we struggle with, that create suffering, whether it be in our physical body or in our relationships. And one of the things that I've come to know as a doctor of holistic medicine for the past 25 years is that the body speaks to the mind. When you just think about that concept, your body speaks to your mind. So everything, not some things, not a lot of things, not most things, everything comes from your mind. And so what's going on in your body, the aches and the pains, the dysfunctions and the dis-ease, is a product of your mindset. And my passion is helping people to raise that vibration of their mind. And it is done through one simple, but not always so easy thing. And that simple thing is this. This means I love you in American Sign Language. Love is the one thing that heals everything. And as the Beatles were so ahead of their time, all we need is love, right? All we need is love. So I am passionate about things that help people heal naturally, things that can enhance the innate potential that we all have to be healthy and balanced and confident within ourselves, whether it be fighting an infection or, you know, oh, it's allergy season, or whether it be around in-laws or people that perpetuate stress in our lives, that we have the ability to be resilient and feel grateful and blessed in any and every good moment. In fact, it's your nature to shine really bright in the world. And if you're not, well, there are ways to do it. So today, my intention, first and foremost, thank you, Dr. Carrie Jacobson, for having me at Be Optimal. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Ellen Welk, for being the lady behind the scenes that is running the technology, so all these beautiful people that are plugged in through the webinar all around the world can view this and learn something that I really hope you really gain a lot from it. I have found something that I am very passionate about, and I'm confident that if you really just stay the course and listen to what I have to say and be open to it, that you'll find something really wonderful for yourself. And maybe not only for yourself, but the people you work for. Hi, Charisha. Maybe for your baby doggy as well. That's right. Char's here too. So, real quick, this is my family. My beautiful wife, Sarit. We've been married for 15 years, going on 16 years. We have 3 gorgeous children, Joya and Rumi and Liam. They're 13, 11, and 9. So we are in the thick of it. And we have 2 fur babies. Neo, who's a silver Labrador. And plug your ears if you're underage. Badass Storm Warrior is our cat. And so this is our family. So this is the foundation of who I am. My family is my greatest treasure, and I feel so blessed and grateful to have such a wonderful family. And even further, I'm so grateful that I have found my passion in life. As a doctor of holistic medicine, I have found something that gives my life purpose and deep meaning. And one of the things that really has filled me so much is that on June 17th, 2002, I put together a jigsaw puzzle. I put together a jigsaw puzzle based upon years of study and travel around the world with people that are masters in different forms of healing, chiropractic, acupuncture, aspects of 5-element theory, Ayurvedic medicine, neurolinguistic programming, EMDR, all these different types of natural ways to influence our mind, influence our body. On June 17, 2002, I woke up to this flow chart, which happens to be a blueprint of the mind. A blueprint of the mind that when you follow it, it helps us to shift fear-based patterns. Fear-based patterns that affect the health of our body, fear-based patterns that affect our behavior, fear-based patterns that affect our relationships, and how to shift them with infinite love and gratitude. So before we jump into this process of talking about this beautiful product called ASEA Redox and Renu 28, I want you to just take a moment just to connect with yourself and just acknowledge why you're here and what you want to get out of this dialogue that we're going to have right now. What are you looking to gain as a result of being here? You know, whether it be physical challenges that you're currently struggling with, things that you don't quite understand, and maybe you've done all kinds of medical things or aspects of healthcare, but still you struggle in the same type of stuck pattern. Maybe you've got aspects of your life where you're just overwhelmed and afraid and anxious. Maybe you're got this dark part of you that feels depressed and doesn't know how to move through life or have life move through you. I want to let you know that wherever you are and whatever brought you here, there's a way through. There is. There's many ways through, and it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. And if you desire it, you truly desire it, then you can make that happen. You can, and there's help. And that help begins right now. It really does. It begins right now. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up today. One of the things that I've come to understand is that everyone is something. Everyone is. You never know what a person's walking through in life, what they've been through, what they're carrying on their shoulders. Sometimes people look so healthy, and meanwhile, they're in so much pain. They've got so much inflammation in their body. They've got so much on their mind. Their immune system is so weak. Their adrenals are so stressed out. And there are some natural and simple ways to shift our mind, create intention to process emotions, which makes the biggest difference I've found. And then when you combine that with technology that's natural, non-toxic, where you have a way to influence your body's cellular capacity to heal on that level, wow, awesome things begin to happen. So I invite everybody to take a deep breath in. And as you're exhaling, feel yourself letting go of anything that's not going to serve you. Any prejudgments, any negative thoughts, any limiting beliefs, anything that happened at any point today that you're like, I ruined my day. You know what? Let it go. Let it go. And let's be here right now. So I am the author of 3 best-selling books, The Power of Infinite Love and Gratitude, Awakening to the Secret Code of Your Mind, and The Art of the Matter. I'm not doing that in any way to, toot my horn, but I'm doing that to let you know that I wouldn't talk to you about something that isn't real. I wouldn't put myself out on a pedestal to talk about something that isn't a real deal thing. So what we're going to talk about tonight is something that is groundbreaking and immensely effective. I'm going to get to that in a second. I found out about ASEA. God, how long ago was it now? Almost 3 years, right? Yeah. So, and I found out about it from my beautiful friend Ahuva. And Ahuva is this beautiful Israeli woman. And by the way, her name, Ahuva, means love. And Ahuva sent me a case of these, 4 of these bottles, and she sent me 2 of these tubes of Renu 28. And she said, watch these videos, read this information, and take this product. I love Ahuva. I would do anything she said. It would be like Carrie J saying, check this out. I'd be like, okay, because I love you and trust you. I didn't read a thing that she sent. I didn't watch a video that she sent. I started taking the product. My undergraduate degree is I've got my bachelor's in science and human biology. I know all about that stuff. But I didn't know what this thing was that I'm drinking. All I knew was, man, it tastes like pool water. So I'm like, but 3 days on the product, I'm like, you know, I'm an Energizer Bunny rabbit. I'm a go-getter guy. I lean into my life. I'm busy. I've got a lot of things going on. I've got a full certification practice where I teach people around the world the Lifeline technique. I've got a private practice where I work with clients. I'm a dad, all these different things. So I noticed like 3 days on it, I'm like, wow, I'm on. And I'm like, I didn't even know I wasn't on. I didn't know I was off in any way. I was clear. I don't know any other way to say it, but like everything was humming and vibing. So I'm like, all right, I keep taking it. 2 ounces in the morning, 2 ounces in the evening, swishing it in my mouth. 5 days on, I wake up and I'm like, wow. Usually I wake up, I'm a little bit sluggish. I want to just kind of hang out in bed for a little bit before I get out. I'm like, I'm up, I'm awake, I'm clear. I got to get out of bed. I got to actually start my day. So I'm like, that's fascinating. One of my passions over the past almost 3 years too is yoga. And there are certain yoga postures that I've actually hated, where I've been in the posture and I'd be talking to myself, wishing they would be over. I'm like, oh, when are you going to end this posture already? And all of a sudden I'm like in this triangle pose, you know, I'm in this triangle pose. I'm kneeling down, my knees 90 degrees, my fingers are touching the toe, and I'm breathing naturally. I'm going, whoa, this is very interesting. I have a different level of endurance. And afterwards, I was feeling a different level of recovery where the lactic acid pain wasn't going on. So my wife, Sarit, sees that I've got a really gross looking mole on top of my head, and my head is easy to see gross looking moles. So she's like, you got to go to a dermatologist because you've got to get that removed from your head. And I'm like, oh, I'd rather not go there. I'm not opposed to it, but I don't want it to be my first trip. Let's see if I can do anything. I don't know. Let's see if I put this Renu 28. I was just putting it on my face. So I put it on my head, morning, evening. She's badgering me every day to go. 2 weeks later, it absorbed. It completely absorbed. So she goes, wow, that's amazing. So Sarit's my wife. She's my friend. She's my business partner. She's my love. But she's not my patient. I never tell her what to do or what not to do. All of a sudden, I find she starts stealing my staff. I'm serious. She's drinking it. She's using it. And she wakes up like, it was a little passive aggressive on my part, but it's like 1 in the morning. I see her going to the bathroom, and she's going to the bathroom. I know that's where we keep the ASEA because we always want to remember to be consistent on it. And I turn on the light. I'm like, hey, where are you going? And she's like, I'm going to take my ASEA. I forgot to take it. I'm like, wow, you got out of bed to take it? Why are you doing that? She goes, well, you know, I've been hooked on caffeine and coffee, and I've had such adrenal fatigue, and I no longer feel it while I'm on it. I'm like, boom. So she's on it. She's using it. She gets it. Kids are getting mosquito bites. We're putting it on them. The mosquito bites are going down. Like within 15 minutes, the inflammation goes down. Bee stings, the pain goes away, all kinds of things. We move into a new house. We live in Chicago. It gets cold here in the winter. She's carrying her keys. She slips on the ice and she falls. And the keys plunge into her palm, right into her palm, and they're lodged in it. Can't get it out. So we have to rush to the hospital. We go to Highland Park Hospital. It's bad. And while we're in there, you know, they shoot her up with pain pills, the pain medication. They rip it out. They say, go see a specialist. You're going to need to see a plastic surgeon. You're going to have some damage here. Here's antibiotics, here's pain pills, different things like that. And She takes one antibiotic. She forgot to take the rest. We're just not pill poppers. She never needed one pain pill. All we did was flush it with the ASEA. We flushed it, we flushed it, we flushed it. This is gory if you can't handle like looking at gross things. This is the key in her palm. It was a bad day. It was a really bad day. Okay? It was bad. Okay? 5 days later, this is what happened. All we used was ASEA. So, beautiful process to enhance healing. Beautiful process to enhance healing. So, here's this product, ASEA Redox. It is 10 to 15 years ahead of its time. It's cutting edge technology. In and of itself, it's a new category of science. It's a new category of science, and it's really something that is a breakthrough in my 25 years of being a holistically trained chiropractor and acupuncturist. I have not come across anything quite like this. I'm excited to share with you the details of the science behind it and its application in everyday practical use. So, yeah, it really is. It is by far the greatest breakthrough. Greatest breakthrough. And, you know, let's just take a moment right now. They call it a cell signaling supplement. A cell signaling supplement. Your body has over 50 trillion cells in it. So every organ, every gland, every system of your body, if you break it down, it's a cell. Cells make up your liver, cells make up your heart, cells make up your blood, cells make up your blood vessels, cells make up your bones. Everything is a cell. And these cells require, for them to function by themselves or with the rest of the gang, they've got to communicate. And this is a cell signaling supplement that enables communication to occur. It enables communication to occur. Without communication, you're in trouble. Whether it be cells or whether it be with a coworker or whether it be with a partner or friend, communication is the key, right? When we're not able to express ourselves, when we're worried about what we should say or not say, that's a fear-based pattern. We are taking love into the next epoch of application, not only for communicating with others to create a loving environment and a loving world, which is so important these days, right? Every day. But we're bringing that loving environment into our own bodies. Into our own bodies. So, your body, being the most complex communication network, at times, due to aspects of poor diet, trauma, slipping on the driveway with a key in your hand, that's some serious trauma. Emotional stress, not getting enough sleep, you know, not drinking enough water. Your house starts to burn. Your body starts to burn. What do I mean by that? Inflammation. There's flames in your body. There's flames in your body. And so what the body does is it sends the signal out to say, hey, the body's on fire. Call the fire truck. Call the fire truck. Let's put out the fire. Let's bring down the inflammation. Let's bring down the inflammation. But what happens is when we do not have enough redox signaling molecules in our cells, when we don't have enough of these, then the cell signal isn't as strong. So if I'm calling Carol and I'm saying, hey, Carol, how's it going? What's happening? And Carol's like, you know, I'm out in the middle of nature. There's no really cell towers. I'm taking pictures of this exotic, you know, butterfly right now. Like, what? Huh? What? If we don't have a good cell signal, then we can't communicate with someone that we care about. We're not able to communicate with those are going that we'd like to. Come on in, perfect timing.
Hi.
Char.
Welcome.
Welcome. So the same thing goes on in the body. And so oftentimes, here we are, and our body is having challenges, you know, we're under stress, working really hard, not eating well, not getting enough sleep. You know, we've got this inflammatory process going on in our body. So we start to really boost up our vitamins. Now I'm going to start taking my vitamins. I'm going to take minerals, antioxidants. I'm going to take an exotic juice. I'm doing all these different things. If there's no cell signal, then these things that we're doing don't get to the cells. Our cells have to communicate with one another so that the cells can do what they're designed to do. Do you know what your cells are designed to do? What are cells designed to do naturally?
Regenerate.
Regenerate. They're naturally designed to heal and regenerate. That is what their design is. You are a living miracle. Your system just knows how to do that. ASEA enhances the cell signal. And as a result of these redox signaling molecules, now the fire engine can get to the liver that's inflamed. A liver that's inflamed, you know what that turns into? A fatty liver, a cirrhotic liver. That happens everywhere in the body. That happens everywhere in the body. Inflammation, adhesions, fatty deposits around organs, in our blood vessels, so forth and so on. And it leads to a degenerative process. As soon as the cells can communicate, it's not difficult. The body will do what it's designed to do, and that is regenerate. So, the redox discovery. So, what's amazing about this product is that it's native to your body. Like a lot of people say, it's natural. Blueberries are natural. Like the goji berries, they're natural. Yeah, they are. They're great. But they're not native to your body. You do not grow blueberries or goji berries in your body. You don't. No, you don't. So, but inside of our bodies, there's these things inside of our cells. They're mini organs. They're called organelles. They're mini organs. And so the cells have every organ that you got. They've got a digestive system. They've got an immune system. They've got a hormonal system. They got every system going on inside the cell. They are mini-me's of our cells. They're incredible. They're incredible. But one component of the cell, and it's really maybe just the most fascinating component of the cell, it's the mitochondria. It's the mitochondria. The mitochondria is known in all living cells to be the energy producer. It's the energy producer of all living cells. ATP and ADP. That's what they produce. But the mitochondria in this cell, which is basically a suspension of salt water, every cell in your body is a mini ocean. I mean, what a concept. Nature is not outside of you. And you really get this. You really do, Carol. Nature is an extension of who you are. Nature is an extension of who you are. When you're breathing because the trees are breathing. And the trees are breathing because you're breathing. Nature is an extension of who we are, and we are an extension of nature. It's amazing. It's amazing. So the organelles are in the suspension of salt water, okay? This conductive type of fluid, this ultimate fluid. And these mitochondria that not only produce energy, they also produce redox signaling molecules, reductive oxidative molecules combined called redox signaling molecules. Now, in and of itself, it is a science of its own. And there's over 15,000 peer-reviewed articles about redox signaling molecules. There's over 1,200 books published about redox signaling molecules. So this, as much as it might be new for you, this is not new in the scientific world. What's new is the breakthrough and the discovery on how to actually be able to create it in an environment that becomes consumable for ourselves and those that we love. Redox signaling molecules are involved in virtually every major body system in function. Key to cellular rejuvenation and renewal, it is the foundation of healthy cells in our body. Healthy cells in our body. When these redox signaling molecules are being produced, your cells can talk. When they're not, your cells don't talk. So, with age, on April 24th, I'm going to turn 50 years young. I'm turning 50 years young on April 24th. So we all effectively age throughout our life. We're all on this path. It's amazing. It's amazing. Life is so incredible. Diet. Anybody out there in the webinar world, anybody here have a perfect diet? Anybody have a perfect, I don't know one person that has a perfect diet, right? With a perfect diet. It's amazing. So with age, with diet, with stress, not much stress in the world today. Not much stress. Financial, family, right? Different kinds of circumstances going on in the news. There's not much stress, right? So check it out. With age, with diet, stress, environmental toxins, there's none of those in our world either, probably, right? What happens is our body's mitochondria begin to decrease in their ability to produce, you can guess it, redox signaling molecules. So with natural parts of being on the planet in your life today, your mitochondria are not able to produce the redox signaling molecules that enable your cells to talk to one another. And as a result, our cells' efficiency goes down, the function goes down, our whole process becomes sluggish, it starts to back up, we're not able to detoxify. Everyone's I gotta go on a detox, I gotta go on a detox, right? The best detoxification I have ever witnessed, ever, is through ASEA. Nothing detoxifies deeper than that. In fact, I'd love to read something to you. This is so super cool. I got this yesterday. So I receive something almost every single day from someone around the world. And hey, Dr. D, I want to thank you so much for an incredible healing circle. I did a Lifeline session with people around the world. It was awesome. Things here are brightening up in a huge way. There's been some pretty profound shifting, and I'm finding that ASEA is better than any pharmaceutical ever. I can't believe how good I'm feeling on it. It's helping me tremendously as I let go of Zoloft, my longtime companion. Holy detox, Batman. I'm on 3 milligrams now. Can you believe it? With the help of my doc, because you never go off medications without the consult of a medical doctor who prescribed it. You always do it intelligently. With the help of my doc, we've introduced a new friend, temporary pal, at a very low dose, almost nothing for a little while. Game plan to be flowing on ASEA only. So amazing. Thank you. So it's so awesome because not only does the body begin to get sluggish, but guess what happens to our mind? Guess what happens to how we think about ourselves, how we see others outside of ourselves? It affects us. So we begin to feel and experience these aging, stressful, stuck, struggling, even suffering. And as I said, everyone's healing from something. And just take a moment right now and connect to your body. What cells in your body are not communicating? Just take a moment, think about it. Is it cardiovascular? Is it hormonal? Is it immune? Is it digestive? What's going on in your body? Just acknowledge where you are, because honesty is the doorway into the next greatest version of yourself. And at least when you can acknowledge where you are, then you can make a conscious step and take action into the next greatest version of yourself. To be able to replenish your cells with more redox signaling molecules would be groundbreaking. Well, due to these molecules being so reactive, they're so reactive. So as soon as they get activated, they get used up. As soon as they get activated, they get used up. So, as a result, science thought that it was going to be impossible to be able to actually produce them that they could be in a suspended place to apply or consume. So impossible became possible. He said, I am possible. After 2 decades, millions of dollars of research, so many patents, a team of scientists actually made it happen. And this is the key, medical physicists, atomic medical physicists. There's an incredible gentleman whose name is Gary Samuelson, and he is a biological physicist. What a combination, a biological physicist. And as a result of his technology, and I'm going to talk about it, his technology enabled them to be able to not only produce, but stabilize the product, the end product. Created stabilized redox signaling molecules outside of our body, what our mitochondria naturally produce. Amazing. So there's a 3-step process that's patented. No one else has this in the entire world but this company. And it starts with pristine salt water. Where else do we find pristine salt water besides in the oceans? Where? In our cells. Right, in our cells. Every cell is a mini ocean. So they start with pristine salt water. And then the salt water is cleaved apart. It's broken apart. And what makes up salt water? Sodium, chloride, hydrogen, and oxygen. They take apart the sodium, chloride, hydrogen, oxygen, and then they put it back together with this nano type of technology. If you have never heard of it, look it up. It's fascinating. And the atoms are restructured into stabilized redox signaling molecules, the same molecules that your mitochondria produce, and now they are viable. They are viable, and they're in liquid form, and that is what it is, ASEA Redox Cell Signaling Supplement. So this is from the inside out. Drinking ASEA Redox, I always tell people, begin with 2 ounces in the morning, take 2 ounces in the evening. Right when you get up, right when you go to bed, don't do it within 5 minutes of consuming anything else. Just put it in your mouth, swish it around. Remember the flame, right? Most inflammation and disease begins in the mouth and the gums. So swish it around in your mouth because it helps to create really great communication between the cells of your gums and your teeth. Really improve that. And that's really an awesome thing as you age, keep your teeth. That's an awesome thing to do, right? So this is from the inside out. After a week, I encourage people based upon their age and their size, usually to go up to 4 ounces twice a day. I've just found that 4 ounces twice a day is a sweet spot. You know, like when you hit a tennis racket and you hit a tennis ball right in the sweet spot, 4 ounces twice a day takes it to a level where the healing it just becomes so much more efficient and effective. But I actually was using it with 2 ounces twice a day, and I noticed it within 3 days. So fascinating. This is from the outside in. It's called Renu 28. And Renu 28 is the gel form of this product that has many different applications. And I'm going to talk to you about these different aspects of applications. ASEA is independently tested by this company called Bioagilitics. This is a pharmaceutical testing company. So they evaluate to make sure, does this actually have redox signaling molecules? Yes, it does. So it's evaluated, it's redox certified. It's 100% safe, it's 100% non-toxic. It's 100% safe and non-toxic. It cannot hurt you at all. I don't know of anything like that. Even blueberries. If you eat too many blueberries, you're going to have a toxic effect of blueberries. I'm drinking an entire bottle of ASEA in 2 hours just to see what happened. And literally, I just don't, what I felt was like, I just felt, it's hard to explain. I was just feeling like, it was amazing. I don't even know how to explain it. But one day, if you choose to drink a bottle, you'll know what I mean. But it really gets things going. I don't think everybody needs to drink that much, you know. However, certain people that have real, serious, significant degenerative processes, more the merrier. I'm telling you, more the merrier. 100% safe, 100% non-toxic. So this is this beautiful, beautiful product that is changing people's lives all around the world. I just got back from teaching in Australia. I've been teaching the Lifeline, as I said, for almost 16 years now. And I was teaching in Sydney, but before I went to the ASEA convention in the Gold Coast in Broad Beach. It was amazing. It was amazing. And got to meet some incredible people in the company, got to meet with people that I've shared ASEA with all over Australia. And what an incredible, incredible product and opportunity this is to activate optimal health and well-being on every level. So I want to talk about something super cool, and that is genetics. Genetics. Genes contain our blueprint. And when DNA was discovered in 1953 by James Watson and Francis Crick, they built upon the work of Rosalind Franklin. They discovered these 23 chromosomes, and from then it became this massive march to decode the DNA. And it was called the Human Genome Project. And what they had like a certain amount of years to get it done. They finished it way ahead of time. And what they did is they mapped out every disease. They mapped out every disease known to humankind from the genetic perspective. And in our world today, where genes are now being used to diagnose disease even before a disease exists, it's a very powerful thing. It's a very powerful thing based upon family background, and you've got this genetic expression. Some people are going through some real radical medical treatments to deal with these genetic expression. One of the things about genetics is this word that genetics are probable. They're not predetermined. It's very important because fear can drive us into a place of chaos and reaction that has consequences. And I'm not saying anything's right or wrong because we all have to walk in our own shoes. I just want to be a messenger and give a message of things that you can do to support your health and well-being, things that you can do. So due to sun, due to pollution, due to aging, due to stress, what happens is our genetic switch, and that's what it is, it's literally a switch. It's on and the fullest potential of your genetics is there. It's off and now you are on the landslide or maybe the avalanche of the genetic expression of a dis-ease pattern, okay? So with these things that go on in life, our genetics, our genes are being turned off. Our genes are being turned off, and people are expressing themselves in all kinds of ways, So in our world today, just to put some statistics on it, 50 million Americans suffer with autoimmune challenges. Who do you know with an autoimmune disease? Right? Right? So 2 people in this room right now, straight up, right? 54 million suffer from inflammatory conditions. Who's struggling with inflammation in their body, right? 1 in 3 deaths in America are connected to cardiovascular disease. Who do you know with cardiovascular disease? Right, we all know someone. 57% of the US population suffer with digestive disorders. So IBS, leaky gut, Crohn's, irritable bowel, diverticulitis, all kinds of digestive challenges, acid reflux, leaky gut. 80% of women suffer from some kind of hormonal imbalance. So this is it's just rampant. The expression of dis-ease, we'll call that lack of ease, imbalance in our bodies. What's neat is ASEA helps to regulate healthy gene expression. Say what? ASEA helps to turn the gene switch on. They did an 8-week study where they took people, they had an ASEA group, they were taking 4 ounces twice a day. They had a group that took the saline, the salt water prior, and they had a group that took nothing, And after 8 weeks, they wanted to see how it was going to impact the 5 particular gene expressions. They wanted to see how it's going to impact 5 particular gene expressions. They looked at immune system, the gene that expresses itself through immunity. They looked at the gene that expresses itself through inflammation. They looked at the gene that expresses itself through cardiovascular, healthy digestion, and hormone modulation. All these things that so many people are suffering and struggling in, just straight up. People are stuck and scared and wanting to do things in a natural way, but oftentimes just don't even know what they can do. So one of the genes that they tested influences 15 other genetic pathways, 15 other additional pathways. So this one gene shows up in all of these different areas. Insulin signaling, so blood sugar regulation, human thyroid stimulating hormone, thyroid balance. You know anybody that has thyroid challenges? Spinal cord injury, influencing antioxidant health. Oxidative stress, that's called rusting, another basic way to talk about redox, Oxidative is the rusting of the body. Oxidative stress is our #1 health risk factor of degenerative disease. And it influences what's called the NRF2 pathway. And the NRF2 pathway is critical in helping us to produce our master antioxidants. And when we can produce our master antioxidants, that's glutathione and superoxide dismutase, then our body can help with healing injury, like my wife who had a key plunged through her palm, and inflammation. So in other previous studies that they did with ASEA, it shows that the NRF2, the production of glutathione and superoxide dismutase was increased by 800%. That's not taking the supplement. It enhanced our body's natural production of glutathione and superoxide dismutase. It lowered oxidized LDL, cardiovascular, oxidized DNA. The ASEA Redox's impact on antioxidant health is nothing short of staggering. Absolute truth. So what was amazing about that study is that out of everyone who took the ASEA, every one of them had the switch turned on by 20 to 31%. Their genes were positively turned on by 20 to 31%. Everyone who took the saline and didn't do anything, guess what happened? Their gene switches weren't affected at all. Powerful. So she's a cool lady. I've met her before, Ann-Louise Gittleman. She said, ASEA, in my humble opinion, a humble estimation, is the greatest advance in lifestyle medicine. I love that, lifestyle medicine, which harnesses the power of your own body to keep you well. She is a nutritional guru, this woman. She has written at least a dozen best-selling books. She's incredible. And Dr. Gero Samuelson, PhD, he's a topical medical physicist. He's the biological physicist. It's his technology that helped to stabilize this product outside of the body. This technology has the potential to spearhead the greatest advances in health we've ever seen. And so far, in 3 years of me using it with people with all kinds of challenges, I've seen the most incredible incredible transformations occur within myself, within my family, and the blessing that I'm a doctor of holistic medicine, I've shared it with so many people around the world, and the impact has been nothing short of awe-inspiring. Hundreds of medical professionals are using it. Thousands of lives are being changed. It is a huge breakthrough in our time. So, athletic breakthrough. So, one of the cool things about ASEA is I noticed, like after being on it and being in my triangle pose of yoga, is that it increases our endurance, our resilience, and even further our recovery. So today I had a massive hot Pilates class. Massive. It was so hard. It was so hard. What did I do before? Chugged ASEA before, chugged it right after. I'm telling you, I feel so good. And, you know, I know back in the day, I would just be like, oh, you know, like after you work out, you're so sore. It's amazing when your cells can communicate how they can get rid of the poisons and toxins, the lactic acid that builds up. So ASEA Redox is empowering athletes to experience improvement in every aspect that athletes desire. Endurance, strength, recovery, mental stamina. And because it's made from salt water, professional athletes, Olympic athletes can use the product, and it's not banned. It doesn't affect them. Even it affects them in a way where it improves their time, it improves their effectiveness in showing up. They did a study with these beautiful mice, and mice drinking ASEA Redox for only 7 days ran 29% further to exhaustion, right? I like that done on mice rather than other horrible things. I love that they gave those beautiful mice ASEA. I give my dog and my cat ASEA every day, and they love it, and it makes a huge difference with them. So I got to meet a lot of these people because I've been to a couple of the ASEA conventions. Cody Miller, he swam with Michael Phelps. He's a gold medal Olympic swimmer. Bria Larson, same thing. These are people that are using ASEA, and so grateful to be a testimony of how it's impacted their ability to perform. Renu 28, from the outside in, we've been talking about the inside out. Wow. So it's called Renu 28. Why? How long do skin cells live? I'll give you a hint. Who's buried in Grant's tomb? So Renu 28, how long do skin cells live? 28 days. Bam. Exactly. That's when they're signaling properly. However, what happens is over time, the redox signaling declines, and the youth for renewal slows to a crawl. By the age of 50, what? I'm going to be 50 in April 24th. By the age of 50, this renewal process can take up to 90 days. Not on this gorgeous face. It is not taking up to 90 days whatsoever. I swear to God, I really feel younger, and I know I look younger than I have in a long time as a result of using the product. I'm on the leading edge of my health already. I'm actively doing things, but it is so different. I can't wait to share a picture with you that's coming up. So you begin to see visible effects of aging when we, as a result of the redox signaling molecules going down. So Renu 28 enhances cellular renewal process. And this is a unique patented redox technology, and there's been multiple studies, independent clinical studies, 4 weeks by different researchers. And skin cell renewal increased by 16%, smoothness increased by 23%, wrinkles decreased by 23%, elasticity increased by 20%, and blood flow after 4 days increased by 50%. When blood flows to an area, what goes on in the area? What goes on? When blood can get to an area or away, what happens? What do you think?
Circulation.
Circulation. And blood carries oxygen and nutrients and immune cells. So when blood can flow, guess what the body does? It heals. It regenerates. 4 days, 50% increase. It's awesome. Many customers report benefits from applying Renu 28 to a painful area by using what we call the 3 and 5. Go like this, 3 and 5. So 3 and 5 is 3 applications. 1, let it dry. 1, let it dry. 1, let it dry. 3 applications in 5 minutes. Then it saturates, it puts out that fire. It's like going over a forest fire with a bunch of helicopters and they saturate it. You saturate it. I've had people with, I gotta be compliant. There's certain things that I'm not allowed to say. It's against the law for me to say certain things because we live in that kind of world. But I've got I'm thinking about a couple people that I know where their body automatically attacks itself and their joints get really big, red hot and inflamed, and the joints are all throughout their entire body. And as a result of using this product, and they did the 3 and 5, it instantly took it down. That was compliant, you think? That was
Beautiful.
with love and gratitude, right? So, seeing is believing, my friends. Check it out. Check it out. Right, this one's amazing. What I love about that is those are cells that are mutated. Those are mutated cells, you know, and they're different. They're different there. Here's what redox signaling molecules do. When cells can talk to one another, like we're talking right now, this is a dialogue, right? As a result of it, they can go, whoa, there's a damaged cell over there. Go repair it or replace it. That's what they're doing, just to bring it down into like a layman term. Repair it or replace it. If I can repair it, I'm going to do it. Why? Because what cells do is they just reproduce. But if you've got a damaged cell, guess what the damaged cell reproduces? 2 more damaged cells. If you got a healthy cell, guess what that does? 2 more healthy cells. So you either got more healthy or damaged cells, and the one that's winning the battle is the one that ends up driving the momentum. You get your cells communicating, there's a damaged cell, repair it, replace it. You start to really, this is real anti-aging. This is real anti-aging. It's fascinating. People with cystic acne, people that have been suffering with acne, changes lives. It changes lives. It's amazing. Not only for the face, tightens the skin, aging spots. Targets adipose, fat cells. Amazing. Just got to be consistent with it. You know, when you can see it, you know, it's wild because, hey, I like to take a picture of your liver. I like to take a picture of, you know, you can't see that stuff. You can see the outside. So you just imagine what's going on the inside as a result of using this unique patented product. No, wait a second. Now, before I go here, like, you know how I said, like, my wife, Sarit, she could see, like, that thing? I used to have blue hair. Here, look it. I used to have blue hair. And since taking ASEA, I no longer have blue hair. Look at this. It's the ultimate testimonial. No, check it out. Look at underneath my left eye. Right? So this was at the ASEA convention, September of 2016. 17, right? We're in 18, holy cow. And we're there, we're at a party, it's called the Color Party, and we were having a great time. And I got home from that, and I started to put the advanced Renu 28 on it, and in literally a week, it resorbed. Right there, there's my face without the blue hair, right? So, what a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing. Amazing. This is the advanced serum. It's just a more concentrated form of the Renu 28 that's in here. But this is the world's first and only redox-based skincare system. They have a cleanse to prepare the skin. Then you repair it with the Renu 28 or the intensive. And then you replenish it for those people that need it. I have, more of a Mediterranean kind of skin, so I don't use that replenisher, but my wife loves it. She loves it. Some people love it, but matters your skin type. No parabens, sulfates, safe for all skins, clinically tested. 100% saw improvement in fine lines, 95% saw improvement in smoothness, 85% saw improvement in radiance, and 94% saw improvement in photo damage, sun damage. Healthy skin is beautiful skin. You know what? And when you're feeling healthy and looking good on the outside, here you are, you're starting to feel really good on the inside. People, when they're around you, they can see it. They can see your glow. They can feel your glow. And then that becomes a ripple for other people as well, which is a really wonderful thing. So advanced anti-aging technology. It replenishes your cells with redox signaling molecules that are ultimately the foundation. They're the foundation of life. Cell signaling renewal. Repair, replace. Repair, replace. It's the nature of the mitochondrial production of these redox signaling molecules. You feel better with the ASEA Redox, anti-aging from the inside out, and you look better with Renu 28, anti-aging from the outside in. Outside in. I have a good friend in Australia right now. Her husband has been diagnosed with a very scary skin type of challenge that when you're in the sun and this happens, it's a very intense bad thing. And that bad thing has spread to other areas that are important, like his brain. And he's gone through multiple surgeries. And so when I was teaching in Australia, I recommended the product, and they started using the product in areas where they just did the grafting and different things like that. They've seen incredible healing in that area where they weren't sure if it was going to happen. So what a blessing in all kinds of situations. Harnessing the power of redox signaling molecules. So I had a defining moment. I want you to just think about that concept. Moments where there's no turning back. I had a moment of no turning back. So I'm using the product for, a year. I've had experiences with my wife having horrible trauma, saying, hey, where are you going into the bathroom? Different things like that, kids, different things, me. But I started to get more and more interested about the product and just looking into it. And for me, before I actually start sharing it with clients, patients, talking about it, it has to take it to a whole other level for me. And I saw a testimonial of a guy that had a tick-borne disease. And his life had been epically changed in a very bad way. He used the product to change his life. And I had a client that I was working with that I became very close with this person. And she'd do good and she'd really tank. And she'd do good and she would tank. And she was really scared. And very active person. And, at the same age as me, she thought she was going to end up in a wheelchair. So I bought her a case of ASEA. I didn't say, hey, you should buy this. I bought her a case of the ASEA, and I bought her 2 tubes of the Renu 28. And I said, hey, I really encourage you to check this out. It's made a big difference for me. I hope this helps you. And go from there. So I got a call from her. And, well, actually, it was an email. And she said, Dr. D, I'm not quite sure what this stuff is, but after 6 days on this product, my light went on. And that's what I was telling you, like, when I first started using it, I noticed, like, a light went on, like, there was this kind of clarity. She goes, my light went on. That's how she explained it. She goes, I noticed that I had energy, and I haven't had energy in a long time. And she goes, I don't want to sound weird, but God talked to me and said, go for a bike ride. And I had a hard time walking around the block with our dogs, let alone going for a bike ride. That sounded insane. And she goes, the voice said, just trust. So she went for a bike ride and she rode the bike for 6 miles. And she came back and she was taking pictures and showing her husband, like, look at, I'm riding a bike. And her husband, like, stop taking pictures, just get home. So she got home the next day. She's like, and she's right, she wrote this in this email. She goes, I wanted to see it was a fluke before I contacted you. I wanted to see if I just went back down the next day, continued to take it. Next day she woke up, lights still on. She rode a bike for 11 miles. And that was well over a year ago. And that person's Ellen Welk. And Ellen's here, right? Beloved gratitude. Yeah. So Ellen's life was changed in the most powerful way. And it was at that point I'm like, wow, now it's an obligation. Now it's a moral obligation. If you know something that can help somebody, you have to share it with people. If you don't, why would you hide something that could help someone in a natural way? So I started sharing it with people that were bleeding through their skin, hooked on medication, couldn't get off, rebounding due to these types of medications. And as a result, they've been able to safely get off the medication completely and not have one of these outbreaks again. I've had people with chronic types of muscular conversations where they're always in pains and there are these points that are diagnosable. You know what that one's called, right? They no longer struggle with it. And so it's so profound. It was my defining moment. So I'm here to share with you as a doctor of holistic medicine and someone who's passionate about sharing natural ways to improve other people's lives. I'm here to share with you a product that I'm confident will help you. I'm confident it can make a huge change. The key is be consistent and don't give up on it. Be consistent and use it for 120 days, 90 to 120 days, and be consistent morning and evening, and communicate with the person who shares it with you so that you can get feedback, or reach out to me and say, hey, Dr. D, this is what's going on. What do you recommend? And I'm happy to help and support anyone in that way. It's very powerful. It's very powerful. Maybe one day you'll have a defining moment and you'll be up here speaking in front of people that are listening all around the world right now to you because it impacted you where you impacted someone else and their life has changed, and you realize, wow, I not only have a lifesaver for myself, a lifeline for myself, but I've got a lifeline that I can throw to other people. So this beautiful product helps in 3 massive areas: health, athletics, beauty industry. It's profound. It's really profound. No one else has it. Almost no one knows about it yet. Still so new in our world. 10 years out there. So those of you that are interested in learning about how you can get this product, I'm going to talk about that. But before I do, I would love to have Callie, Ellen, Elise, are you using the product? Cool. Come on up here and just give a 1-minute expression of how taking ASEA has impacted you. Come on up. Yeah, come on up, Steve. Yeah. Come on up here. This is my friend Steve.
Hi.
1 minute, keep it simple.
My wife started taking it, and I saw a lot of changes. Her thyroid condition starting to, she had to reduce her medicine, and her doctor started to question her, what are you doing? Why do you have to keep on reducing your medicine? So, and then also, I let my mom try it, she was in very bad shape. She's in a nursing home, and she started to get out of bed. Everyone started to notice how she started to get energy. And like everyone there is questioning her now, you know.
Now they call her the mayor of the nursing home.
Now she's the mayor. How awesome.
And before, she always had dreams of going home from there. But now that they call her the mayor,
She
like,
controls everything.
yeah, how
She
can I go
decides who sits at
home?
the lunch table.
How beautiful. How beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Sure.
Awesome. Awesome. Elise, you want to share?
Sure. Well, I was going to share the mayor's story because I think that's I'll kind of talk a little bit more about that because we have pictures of her being like in bed, laying flat for months. She lives in Indianapolis, and we would go like every couple of weeks on the weekend, and she was literally laying flat for months. And one time, and I kept saying, you need to take this stuff, you know, and she would like refuse. She was just she had decided she's dying, and this is the way it is. I'm just gonna die. And so one weekend I didn't go, and I said to Steve, I said, tell her when she starts taking the ASEA, then I'll come. And so that weekend she took the ASEA, and in 3 days she was sitting up. She got in a wheelchair, and within a week she was eating meals and running the lunchroom. So it was pretty amazing. So other relatives now who are in Indianapolis are now deciding that they want to use it.
That's awesome.
So I guess that was my defining moment.
Yeah.
I did have other defining moments before, but that's the big one.
Yeah.
So as he said, my thyroid is improving. I was on thyroid medicine for 35 years, and I've been slowly decreasing the amount, and I'm sure I'm going to be off of it soon. And then also I had broken out in this rash. I was allergic to something. I broke out all over my body, and I had some Renu 28, so I put it, the second I put it on my skin, the rash went away. The second that I put it on my skin.
Wow.
So like in the one spot, so I thought, well, that's a fluke. So I put it on another spot, it went away. All over my body. Took away the rash all over my body. So that was another defining moment for me. So now just things are happening.
Yeah. Body's communicating. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you, Elise. Kelly, do you mind sharing?
So I have a couple defining moments, briefly, but I use the advanced Renu on my face, and I was going through some old pictures, and there's a picture of me like from 6 years ago. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like I looked at a picture of myself now and I like look so much younger. So like it's gotten rid of like some of the wrinkles, the lines, it's like smoothed out my face, gotten rid of some spots. And then also once I increased my amount, I went from 2 ounces twice a day to 4 ounces twice a day. My knee pain went away.
Really?
Yeah. And then my dog, I was giving to my animals. I was giving to my dogs, and they love it. But the one was, she had a ulcerated cornea, and that really couldn't help her. I took her to a specialist, and the specialist said that, you know, if it heals on its own, that it could take up to 10 months to heal. And so I started putting some ASEA drops into her eyeball. Right, and I use like 2 drops 3 times a day, and in 4 weeks it was completely healed. I took her back to the specialty vet, and she said, "Yeah, it's completely healed." So not only does it work on us, but it also works on our animals.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
David, have you been using it?
I have, yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing for me was I used the Renu 28 last summer. I was walking in my backyard and there was like a manhole cover. You know, most backyards have it. This one was like a little askew. I actually stepped it straight through it and fell down and like scraped the whole inside of my shin up to my knee rather intensely. I ended up having to bike afterwards. It was not a great experience. And as soon as I got to where I was going, I just started putting on the Renu 28, and just by the end of that day, it already looked like it had healed like a week. I was just kind of in shock. Like I was just saturating it nonstop. Like every time I would think about it, I would just put it on, and I would say by the end of that week, it was like relatively gone. So it was pretty bad. It was like all the way from like here, and this was very painful, very inflamed, and went away very fast. So.
Awesome. Have you been using the liquid?
Yes. Yeah. Normally I take that and it's just that sense of like clearness. Or like if I'm having a very I wake up and I just feel really cruddy in the morning, it's just I take like an extra shot and it kind of just like evens things up. It's a nice balance and just like gets things going.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Thank you for sharing. That's awesome. Cool. Ellen?
Yeah. Well, what can I say? You're my defining moment, and it goes both ways. So thank you so much, because we've been each other's defining moment in this amazing process. And as soon as I had that experience, I knew that I wanted to share this with other people as well. And so I did. And we naturally raised golden retrievers, and I knew that there was, like what Kelly just talked about, that there's truly endless possibilities in using this with anything with a cell. We're currently, one of the ladies, Lori Falk, she's on our Zoom webinar tonight. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
She has some flowers that she'd gotten before Valentine's Day, just from the grocery stores, and cut roses, in fact. And she's been watching them. They're actually sprouting from the mid-stem. There's a picture on Facebook, several pictures. I don't have it with me here today, but to see cut roses sprouting from the stem, and the water below it, the stems are bright, beautiful green, and the flowers are still on, they've died. But to have that regrow, that's a testimony. That's not a placebo effect. I don't know if anyone's ever had a flowers re-sprout that you've gotten from the grocery store. But she's only put an ounce of the liquid molecules into the water vase a week. And that's all she's done. But it's been 6 going on 7 weeks now. And I told her she lives in an apartment in Madison, Wisconsin. And I said, well, I'll plant them at my house. I would love to plant the roses and just watch them grow,
Oh my God, that'd be cool.
How cool would that be?
Yeah.
Because these would be ASEA roses. So there are some really exciting things. Anything with a cell, it's incredible. And then I had another defining moment as well, and I have a picture of it here. So I was honored to be a part of the ASEA cruise. Dr. Darren went as well. We went with some other people. And long story short, I was bit by a fish in the ocean. And I was playing with a rib of food, and the fish got my finger and the rib confused. So I got bit really bad, and I'm just, don't know, I'm not in front of my screen now.
How lucky you get to be on that flyer.
I was with Dr. Darren, and he immediately, I can pass it around if you want to look at it close. He immediately were like, oh, did this just happen? And I'm like, oh no, I just got in the water. I just wanted to be swimming out there. And I'm like, oh. And he immediately went into a Lifeline session and ran up and got the ASEA spray. So we started spraying my finger. It literally stopped the bleeding. We're on an island. There is no hospital. And I just didn't want to go through. I'm like, oh my gosh, my husband's gonna, be so upset. We sprayed it, and we sprayed it a lot. I sprayed it a lot. I sprayed it that whole day. We literally watched my finger heal by the hour. I mean, Dr. Darren was like, let me see your finger. And I'm like, look, it's amazing. So in 7 days, it had completely closed, and there just is no way that you can deny the pictures. So it's beautiful.
The nature of redox science is that as soon as a redox signaling molecule touches a pathogen, bacteria, virus, yeast, fungus, mold, even antibiotic resistant bacteria, it kills them without killing healthy cells. Nothing does that. So it's so beautiful in that way. So same thing with my wife who never got an infection, took one antibiotic, same kind of thing happened, fish bite. So beautiful. So those of you that,
Yes, another thing. Sure.
what?
So I took, we had some lettuce at the house. So I cut the lettuce and we ate it. And then I put the stem in a shot glass with ASEA.
Oh, cool.
And I tried it with ASEA and I tried it with water.
Good for
And
you.
it didn't even grow roots, but it sprouted to, like started to grow.
Oh, amazing.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
super cool. That's a neat experiment as well.
And the one with the water eventually grew a little bit, but this was, I took it on
You have to-
February 21st, and by the 26th, it had,
Will you show right there? Well, this is what it turned into.
Yeah, you got it.
Right? That's what it turned into. That's so cool.
That is so cool.
Awesome. So those of you that resonate with this message and you recognize that there are aspects of yourselves that are not talking to one another in different areas of your body, and you would like a 100% safe, non-toxic way to support yourself, here's how you can do this. You can buy this product. ASEA is a direct marketing company, meaning it's a network marketing company. I want everyone to be clear. I'm not doing this to have you be on my team. This isn't about it. This is about you using this for your health and your well-being. You use this for your health and your well-being. You can purchase this as a preferred customer, and you can purchase this as retail. I would recommend purchase it as an associate, like being a member of Costco, pay $40. It's worth its weight in gold for a couple reasons. One is you don't have to buy anything. You don't have to buy a certain amount. There's no obligation to sell anything. It just gets you wholesale prices and also some benefits that if you do desire to cancel or change things, you can in a heartbeat. All you need to do is talk to the person that shared it with you, or you'll get a back office, and it's very simple for you to change things. It's not a big deal. So you would start by enrolling, and you pay $40, at least for US. Okay, it's in countries all around the world right now, so I'm sure there's people in different countries that are watching. So you might have, it's about 40 US wherever you are. It's a one-time enrollment order. Once you sign up, you can then take advantage of certain discounted packs that are available. So the only time that you can actually save money is on your first order. They have specialized packs. So you might be getting it for yourself. You might be getting it for you and your partner or your kids, right? You might be getting it for your whole family. And they've got different kinds of packs, personal, business, called entrepreneur. Once again, get it to use it for yourself so that you can get the benefit of the product. Those people, that let's say you're, if I was doing 2 ounces twice a day, I would go through one case, which would be 4 of these. If you were going to do 4 ounces twice a day, which is what I recommend for most adults, it's what I'd recommend, you're going to go through 2 cases of that. I would recommend getting 2 tubes of Renu 28, and you can, there's a certain pack that you can order, and someone can guide you through it and show you what that looks like. It's very simple, and you can see what it's all about. You can see the prices. You're going to be investing in yourself just like you would in anything that you do. If you were just going to get 1 case and 2 tubes of Renu 28, it'll be about $185 without shipping and taxes. So if you're going to get 2 cases, it's like another $100. So it's definitely investment. It's not the end of the world, but it's definitely an investment. And I want you to just think about, if you need a new kidney, how much is that?
30,000.
How much is a new liver? How much is a new lung? When you're going through a chronic degenerative disease, how much is that? So just putting that in perspective of what it is. You'll get on an auto ship, and I encourage you, get on the auto ship and stay consistent with it. That way you don't have to cock around with it as far as, oh, I gotta order it here and there. They won't charge you until it comes, until they ship it. They'll ship it the exact month after you order. But what's beautiful about being on auto ship is they have what's called a loyalty rewards program. And what that does is you build up points and you get free products. I just got 2 cases of free ASEA, and I gotta tell you something, I love that. I love getting 2 cases of free ASEA. It makes me really happy. Plus you get discounted shipping. So this has been an incredible journey for me. I've traveled around the world using this product. When I've traveled to countries all over, I bring it with me in my suitcase. It helps me with jet lag. It helps me with resilience. Helps me to keep up at the pace that I like to keep up. And I've shared it with a lot of people, and I've met the most incredible people that are just bright lights and making a big difference in the world. So I hope this was really valuable for you. I hope that you've learned a lot and that you'll be able to go away from this feeling more confident and hopeful about where you are in your life and where you're going, and having a solid part of a healthy wellness foundation in moving forward. Working on the cells is the ultimate foundation. So your health is your greatest wealth. Welcome to ASEA, everybody. So whoever brought you to this webinar, whoever brought you here tonight, talk to them and say, hey, I want to know more about this. I'd like to order it. How do I go about doing it? Tell me what that's all about. You'll be happy that you did. I'm happy to take any questions. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns whatsoever that I can answer? Or even if there's somebody on the webinar, Ellen, if there's somebody that has a question, if somebody wants to raise their hand, I'm happy to answer that as well. Anybody have a question?